Good morning. Are you in need of a mortgage? Volunteer Home Mortgage is here for you 7 days a week. Whether you're in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, or even beyond that, Jerry and her expert team are ready to help you with your purchases, refinances, and so much more. So don't wait. Call them today, 865-238-7500, or visit them online at volunteerhomemortgage.com. And that is the wrong over-the-shoulder graphic. So we've got to get the right one on there to help our sponsorships out a little bit. There we go. Now we've got Jerry and her team on the screen. Got so many different things going on. Hey, how's it going this morning? Everybody doing well? Did you get drenched yesterday? Boy, I tell you what, my wife was getting ready to go off to the grocery store. Go off to the grocery store. And literally got caught in the middle of it and was like, what am I doing? This is insane. It was a deluge, just intense, heavy rainfall, where officially at McGee-Tyson Airport, we picked up over 1.5 inches of rainfall. And I'm not too terribly far from McGee-Tyson Airport, so definitely one of those things where we finally got to enjoy a little bit of that warm, heavy summertime weather. 69 degrees was the high temperature yesterday. I always like to keep you in check. Where was I yesterday? What was I forecasting? Believe it or not, I was forecasting 75. Wah, wah, wah. Can't be right all the time, my friends, I guess. But it's due to the fact that those showers, where I forecast, of course, for McGee-Tyson Airport, those showers just sat in the Central Valley and didn't even move. But other high temperatures, i.e. Tri-Cities, made it to 71. Chattanooga made it to 78, although Chattanooga did pick up over 1 inch of rainfall. I want to take you outside, show you that live view here this morning from Fort Loudoun Dam. This is looking off to the eastern sky. And again, those clouds are in place. We do have a little bit of fog forming this morning. We have some showers hanging out with us as well, walking through the radar. And, of course, that all-important future cast coming up here in just a second. But a nice, peaceful start to the day on the water. Although a few showers are going to start to work right back over this area. You can see on the far left-hand side of the screen, the skies are really starting to darken up. That's another round of rain that's going to be settling on in. All right, so we picked up a ton of rain for some of us, but not all of us. Places like downtown picked up over 2 inches of rainfall. Maynardville over to nearly 3 inches. Up towards Claiborne County. Tazewell, 2 inches. Maryville, close to 2 inches. Then you get on the outskirts of that where that band of heavy rain set up shop, and, well, we didn't get quite nearly as much. Only 1/2 inch in Crossville and 8,500s down towards Chattanooga. I mention all this because the Weather Prediction Center has put us once again under a level 1 risk for flooding and flash flood concerns. So if you get heavy rainfall today and you saw anywhere from 1 to, say, 3 inches of rainfall yesterday, watch out for rising water, ponding, puddling, and the possibility of some localized flooding and flash flooding. This is kind of the general idea. The low-pressure system is finally starting to exit on out of here. A ridge of high pressure starts to build its way back in, and that's going to clear the air, warm our temperatures up, and it's going to be rather toasty into the work week. By the morning, good morning, David. We got Lee, Debbie, and Julie joining us, as well as Deborah, Cheryl, Carol. Good morning. Kat, how are you, my friend? It's been a while since I've seen you and talked to you. My BFF right there. Right, Kat? Right? We got a little inside joke going on. Anyways, that ridge of high pressure is going to build its way on into the area. I talk about all that stuff, and I literally didn't even switch the weather graphics. So that would probably help if I switch the weather graphics. So we'll go back to that for a second. There's your almanac data. Now I show you the rainfall forecast, the past 24-hour rainfall. Then, of course, that leads us to the flash flooding risk by the Weather Prediction Center. And there goes our low pressure. It's finally going to start to exit on into the area. Sorry about that. Didn't push the right button. Helps if I look up at the screen every once in a while, doesn't it? I may be a little crazy and loopy every once in a while. All right, so there's that ridge of high pressure. That's going to build on in. Now, there are some caveats. I do think that we have a chance for maybe, I think that's going to draw a cold front through the area. So we could see some elevated rain chances and maybe some strong thunderstorms as we round out the week. And how long does that low pressure system the cold front stick around? Does it push all the way through? Do we get a nice little clean sweep of the cold front? Does it linger for the weekend? It may. And if it does, that's going to bring us elevated rain chances both Saturday and Sunday. And then I think above and beyond the 7-day forecast, we're going to be looking at trending a little bit more on the wetter side, if you will. All right, here's your radar recap over the last 3 hours. You can see how we've had some showers. We got some heavier downpours getting ready to work their way towards downtown Maryville, Walland area, Townsend, and that's going to work its way into South Knoxville. So, again, a couple of good solid showers out there. Now, this is not much to talk about, but it does include our area, so I'm going to hit it. We do have a level 1 risk just barely clipping upper East Tennessee. So do we see some strong thunderstorms up there? Maybe. Most of it's going to be probably into North Carolina and Virginia. So here's your futurecast model. And as we progress through the day today, I think we'll have some hit in the sunshine. We got some fog this morning. Fog's going to burn off. That keeps us cloudy. But look at the stormy conditions that's going to be anticipated today. Is it going to be a deluge like what we saw yesterday? No, nothing like that. A little bit of a different situation today, but scattered showers and thunderstorms. I still have about 90 to 100% chance of rain throughout the day today. While it's not going to be as wet and as heavy as the rain that we saw yesterday, or as long of a duration as the rain that we saw yesterday, it is still going to be scattered in nature and kind of working through the area. So we're going to see rounds and rounds of rain. So while you see one round maybe this morning, you'll get more rounds this afternoon. So the point is pretty much everybody gets some sort of rainfall for the most part by the end of the day. All right, temperatures this morning. Nice. It feels good outside. It's comfortable. Enjoy it. We're in the 50s and 60s. But grab those umbrellas. And hey, listen, if you're looking for a new umbrella, I have a merch shop online at easttnweather.com. I've got big, giant umbrellas. But if you buy one, let's meet in person. It's so much easier. And it's better because I get to meet you. And it's even better because, well, it costs like $20 to ship them. It's crazy. An umbrella. What? Anyways, I digress. Temperatures are about the same as they were yesterday. Forecast highs today. We should be in the low, mid, and upper 70s again. That's the goal. I don't think we're going to have as much rainfall, so I think we have a better opportunity, if you will, to get to these temperatures versus what we ended up with yesterday. Rain chances. Everybody's getting wet today. The rain starts to fade a little bit tomorrow, but we still have, I'd say, about a 40 to 60% chance for rain tomorrow. Then we should stay rain-free. I know I kept kind of a 20% chance for an afternoon thunderstorm on Thursday. I kind of took that out. Let's hope that that was a responsible move. But as we get into our Friday and Saturday, a frontal boundary is going to swing its way into the area. That's going to bring us showers and thunderstorms, maybe some strong thunderstorms. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has not put us under a risk for severe storms, but it is close. And so we'll see how this all plays out here over the next couple of days. Maybe they expand that, depending on the evolution of this next cold front and low pressure system. And I'll walk you through, by the way, if you're ever interested on getting the Storm Prediction Center's forecast for the country, you can access that with the East Tennessee Weather app. I'll show you that here in just a second. One thing I do want to point out is our dew points, okay? Our dew points. Listen, the higher the dew point, the more moisture there is in the atmosphere, the hotter the temperature is, the hotter it's going to feel. Think about the tropics, right? Dew points are in the upper 60s to 70s all the time in the tropics. Temperatures may not get too terribly hot because there's a lot of moisture. Like if you go to Aruba or something like that, temperatures don't fluctuate a whole lot from days to nights, but it definitely makes it feel much hotter. And that's why I wanted to point out Thursday and Friday, upper 60s to low 70s for dew points. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to maybe some pockets of upper 80s. And so therefore, yes, we are going to have to contend with some summertime heat. Heat index values both Thursday and Friday are going to be right around 90, if not hotter than that. I'm telling you, it's going to be toasty. My kid was asking me, he's got graduation from 5th grade on Friday. Was asking me what he should wear. Should he wear pants or shorts? Because my wife went out and bought him some stuff for graduation. And I was like, well, is it indoors or outdoors? He said, well, it's indoors. I go, well, it doesn't really matter then, but it is going to be on the hot side. And my youngest son, Caden, always gets up every morning, opens up my app to see the day parts. Okay, what's recess look like? Okay, what's this look? Okay, when I head home from school. Yeah. All right, so cold front swings through Friday, Saturday, may linger Sunday, Monday. So if it does, we have that about a 30% chance to cover that as it stands right now. And so we'll see how that all plays out in the coming days. I told you we have some patchy, dense fog showing up around East Tennessee. This is a live look now in Maynardville. This is the Maynardville Courthouse looking to the south and southwest. So we've got some foggy conditions showing up in Maynardville. I'll check one other camera here. We don't have a lot of fog in other locations, but we do have a nice little sunrise taking shape, or getting ready to take shape anyways. for some folks that have had some clearing, but you can clearly see that the runway and the tarmac there at KMNV Monroe County Airport in Madisonville is on the wet side to get the day started. All right. Boy, I tell you what. Good morning, Beverly. How are you? Flooding was real bad yesterday. Yeah. Did you see that video I posted on social media? We had some pretty good flooding in some locations, although no major flooding. I just think that whatever we see throughout the day today is going to kind of bring insult to injury. And so just something to kind of keep in mind, put in the back of your head. Turn around, don't drown, I suppose, is what they say. Good question, Denise. How are you this morning? How does a person become a witch or weather watcher? Super easy to do so. I will throw the link to do so in this app here, in the bottom of the chat here in just a little bit. I've got to navigate to that while I talk to you, so I'll get to that here in just a second. But I can send you to a virtual course. How about that? So you'll be able to take a virtual course with the National Weather Service, and from there, you'll be able to take the course. If you take the Skywarn Storm Spotter course with the National Weather Service, then send me your certificate once you complete that, and I will be able to add you to a private group. So it's a really cool thing. Got lots of Witcher Weather Watchers on. We got Chris, Challenger Chris, that shows up online. We got Julie. Who else is on here that's a Witcher Weather Watcher? We got Lee Bliss. He's one. Brian is one. Let's see, who else do we have? We've got lots of Witcher Weather Watchers on here. So yeah, so I'll put the link in the chat here. I probably have to wait till the very end, or just message me, Denise. Just message me, Mike@EastTNWeather.com. Mike@EastTNWeather.com. Let me know that you want to be a Witcher Weather Watcher. I'll send you the link. And if anybody else is interested in becoming a storm spotter with the Skywarn or with the National Weather Service, but then in part become a Witcher Weather Watcher, all you have to do is take the virtual course or attend in person. But again, do the virtual course. It's easy. It takes about an hour to 2 hours, is from what I've heard. And you take a little test, and then you send me your certificate. So Mike@EastTNWeather.com. Let me know if you're interested to become a Witcher Weather Watcher. I don't know. How many are we up to, ladies and gentlemen? We're like 40, 45 Witcher Weather Watchers. So it's really a cool thing, and it's really the first resource I go to for weather information because we're all scattered all over East Tennessee, and I want to populate more Witcher Weather Watchers for all counties of all East Tennessee. I've got a lot of folks reaching out to me about cameras, so yes, we've got a lot of cameras. Hopefully, here's the deal. I already told you more about these cameras, but I'm just going to highlight it again. Once the weather quiets down, once we get into the doldrums of summer, so I can sweat to death, I'm going to go install a bunch of cameras this summer. I've got great locations to be able to bring you even better weather from all locations, especially during severe weather coverage. It really helps out. We are working on a way to keep them on YouTube a little bit longer. I know a lot of them have dumped out. I have to keep reinstalling them, so we're working in the background tirelessly to keep those up on YouTube. But a lot of it has to do with the network and individual networks where these cameras are. If there's not great internet service or whatnot, then they just don't work as well as they potentially could. But hey, listen, that's okay. Just work with me and I work with you. I scratch my back, you scratch yours. Wait, no, that's not how it works. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We work together as a team. We're a community. That's the way it works. All right, let's go ahead and talk about today's national holidays. By the way, it is 6:15. In case you're interested on checking that time, it's in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. All right, so today's national holidays brought to you by yours truly. All right, today's birthdays and events. We're celebrating birthdays and events today. Anybody's birthday today? All right, we're up to 43, says Lee. 43 Witcher Weather Watchers. That's amazing. How many people have 43 storm spotters as a part of their program? I don't even think Ryan Hall does. I know he doesn't. And he's big time, right? He's big time. The Weather Channel doesn't even have 43 storm spotters in their communities. How about that? Take that. All right, so it's National Crouton Day. How about that? Do you like croutons? Homemade croutons, store-bought? Do you like croutons in your salad? Do you like it in your chili or your soups? I like croutons in my salad. I don't really like croutons in my soup unless I'm eating French onion soup. Then, of course, you got that crouton basically covered in cheese on top, which I know is like a piece of bread, but it basically becomes a crouton because you bake it, right? National Crouton Day today. It's National Fruit Cocktail Day. Anybody like fruit cocktail? Does that not take you back to childhood? I think it does. Takes me back to childhood. Little old National Fruit Cocktail. Got to have the cherries in there, though, right? All right, it's National Apple Pie Day. I'm a big shout out to apple pie. I love apple pie. I think I've told you this story before, but I will tell you again. My grandma, my mom's mom, used to make the most amazing apple pie. I mean, because it was my grandma, of course. Well, when she passed away, my grandfather was still living. And he had made, this kind of gives me goosebumps just talking about it, because this is a cool story. He had learned how to make his wife's apple pies after she passed away. And he got into starting to make apple pies, and he was making lots of apple pies, and he was giving them away to people because he was just celebrating his past wife. He was really learning a new craft. He was always very crafty and a woodworker, but never was in the kitchen. He was part of that generation as well, right? Anyways, so he had made a bunch of pies. Okay. And unfortunately, when he passed away and we went back to Maine for his funeral, guess what was in the refrigerator? Or the freezer, I guess I should say. He put some in the freezer. Guess what was in the freezer? His very last apple pie. So as a family, we got together and we got to enjoy his last makings of his past wife's apple pie. I don't know why. That's just like one of those big stories in my head. Gives me joy, gives me sadness. Sure miss that dude. It's been a long time. But man, I'll tell you what, just a really, really cool thing. All right. I digress. I get on little tangents. I apologize for that. And if you're joining late and you're on the app this morning, I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel if you just want to have this on in the background while you get ready for work and school. It's National Frog Jumping Day. What is that? I mean, I know what a frog jump is, but is this for humans or frogs? Observed each year on May 13th, National Frog Jumping Day is a favorite national day for both young and old alike. Let's jump right into this little history about frog jumping. In 1865, Mark Twain published his first short story, Jim Smiley and His Jumping Frog. Later, he changed the name and published it to as the celebrated jumping frog of the Calaveras County. The same story also had a third title, The Notorious Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. The current frog jumping record, by the way, set in 1986 by Rosie the Ribbiter. That makes sense. Who jumped 21 feet 5 and 3/4 inches. As a frog jump? How do you jump 21 feet as a frog jumper? All right. I mean, you know, she may be Rosie the Riveter, but she is a solid frog jumper. 21 feet, that's so far. That's crazy far. Anyways, those are your national holidays for the day today. We've got a cool view in downtown Gatlinburg this morning. So we'll highlight that. Got a little bit of fog up there. Not enough to slow folks down, but again, we have cloudier skies. We've got some fog. We have some rain showers hanging out with us this morning. And some of these rain showers are going to be a little bit on the heavier side. Now, I do think that some of this rain will slowly fade away as we progress through the morning, and then the rain showers will set back up as we head through the day today. So here's a live look at the radar here at this hour. And again, heavier showers down towards Chattanooga. We've got showers down into northern Georgia, over towards Ringgold. Otto, you're getting some rain this morning, are you, buddy? Otto joins us from Ringgold, Georgia. I think he was on here this morning. Maybe he's not on here this morning. Anyways. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. It's a great memory. Great memory. Cheryl loves, I like croutons in the salad sometimes. Fruit cocktails, okay. And you love apple pie. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? I hope you have a blessed day as well. A slice of cheddar cheese on top of apple pie slice. I agree with you, Kat. I agree. And one of my favorite things is to wrap cheddar cheese around an apple. I don't really even like apples because the skin bothers me. It's a texture thing. I usually take the skin off if I eat apples. Not always, but sometimes. I just can't bite into an apple. It's just not my style. But if you have apple slices and you wrap some cheddar cheese around it, and even dip them in, I can do apples dipped in peanut butter. That is so great. Oh, thanks, Deborah. I appreciate you. Oh, thanks, Dennis. I hope your family has your grandma's recipe. Yes, we do. Actually, when my wife and I got married, Joanne, my mom gave my wife all of her mom's recipes. She rewrote them and put them in a recipe book for my wife to pass on another generation's recipes to a new generation. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff right there. All right, so watch out for those rain showers. They're going to move from south to north. We are going to get a little bit of break in the activity, but as we heat up the atmosphere today, remember, we're going to see more showers, more thunderstorms fire back up today. I think by the end of the day, everybody pretty much gets wet. I got a 90 to 100% chance of rain. Okay, be thankful at this point of the game, I guess, if you don't get the rain. I don't know. Maybe you want the rain. Maybe you don't. It's just not going to be a deluge like it was yesterday for some of us, which included yours truly. Then as we get into our Wednesday, remember, we're going to kind of start to wind those rain chances down, but we still have some unsettled weather Wednesday. Thursday, the heat starts to build. We should be dry. And then hotter weather on Friday, high dew points, more July type of heat on the way, leading to some afternoon showers and thunderstorms and maybe strong thunderstorms Thursday into Friday, Friday into Saturday. And the cold front may linger through the upcoming week. And again, if you're joining on the app or you're joining on social media, I'm going to send everybody to the 24-hour weather channel on the app. The video forecast should be front and center right there on the app itself early this morning. So check in with your forecast, or you can just check out your forecast of weather updates. 1 Minute with Witcher will be coming up soon. I'm going to help go get the kids off to school this morning. We're rounding out the school year. Can you believe that? School year is almost over. Mind blowing. All right, my friends, have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to each other always. As we always say, life is short. I'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock and all day long on social media. See you later, my friends.